Hi, I'm Emma Bennett from Team Bath University.
Hi, I'm Angela Crossley from Leeds Metropolitan University.
I'm Jonathan Kinsella, I'm from Loughborough University.
Hello guys, nice to meet you all. So just tell us a little bit, Emma, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about how you found this last year and what the role has entailed for you.
It's been really interesting. I think we started off going a little bit blind because I didn't know Bath at all, and it was a completely different university set up to my university. But having gone in with a very performance-minded and doing completely recreation, it's sort of changed my mind a little bit more about actually recreational tennis and getting people playing, is vital. And at Bath, I feel over the sort of last year that we have created a better buzz about tennis around in and around the university, from the performance level also down to the recreational players, and it's been really enjoyable, and I sort of enjoyed getting to know the coaches and also the guys that are wanting to play, and just trying to offer them as much as I can, and hopefully in the future it will get better.
Yeah, I mean, Bath University, I think, has had quite a lot of success, hasn't it, from a performance point of view in the last few years. So you were saying there that you went in with a kind of performance mindset, but is there also a lot of scope at Bath in terms of widening the participation numbers and things like that, or is it very much focused on we just want the best players training in the best facilities to produce the best people?
I think there are certain roles within the university. We have the academy, and that is based purely for up and coming juniors to compete. And I think that now with my role, I now have my sort of opportunity to do what I want to do. So I think with me coming in, sort of jumping up and down about actually I want people to play, has changed their mindset, and also it can create more opportunities for them as well. Whether it being in the media for doing different things. So I think yes, it is very successful, and it always will be because of the programme is ever growing. But now that we've got someone like myself and other people within the department that are looking to grow recreational tennis, I think that we can start to sort of shine and build up, and hopefully get the link through from recreational through to performance, and get the whole thing sort of team working together.
Okay, and is it a year to go you've got now on the masters in this role? I mean, what this time next year, for example, what would you have hoped to have achieved in the last year, or what would be your aims?
For me, I want to kickstart with coach education. There's been a few sort of challenges and stuff this year, which, for example, the primary schools courses, we just couldn't get the students to do it, and also then you don't want to sort of muck around with other tutors. So now, having got myself qualified to tutor it, it's I'm disposable, so I can run it whenever I want to. It doesn't cause any harm to me, and hopefully we'll get sort of, now that people know more about it, we can get more people on board. I think coach education, also working in the community as well a lot more. This year's been very successful with people playing. I think we just need to get them a little bit more sort of qualified, and look to get them involved from coaching aspect, and also sort of teachers and things like that.
So is it just the students that would come along and get a coach qualification like that, or do you?
No, we can open it up across the board, and similarly with the primary schools as well, and secondary schools courses. One thing that I'm doing is I'm working with another local university, Bath Spa, and we are running a tennis day for their PGCE students, similarly as we are with Bath. So we're not just sort of looking at the tennis hub, we're also looking sort of trying to think outside the box. And we've got them coming in, doing a primary school course in the morning, and then a competitions organisers in the afternoon. So straight away they've got they're going away with qualifications, and they're not directly linked there, maybe history teachers, or wanting to do something else, but they can also have the opportunity.
After one day they can come away as a sort of qualified competition organiser, can they?
Yeah, so it's a 3-hour course, and they can go and assist. They can't sort of do the tournament themselves, but they can go and assist, and maybe make some money, or be able to run little local box leagues in their own school, or for example within ours, that everyone that becomes qualified with the competition organisers, they will then be in charge of running the competition. So I'll start it in the first term, and then I'm going to delegate and say, right, you've done it, now you can have a go at actually doing it yourself.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, thank you very much. We'll move on. So what were the most enjoyable aspects of the role for you over the last year?
Probably getting involved with the coach education part. So I actually had my qualification to deliver the courses, the primary and secondary school courses. So I actually was able to deliver those to the students, and that was something I really enjoyed. And then also getting, I set up quite a big volunteering scheme where students from the university signed up, and they gave sort of 3 or 4 hours to the coaching programme every week, and that was something that I really enjoyed, because I was managing those people and trying to sort of signpost them to get qualifications and what they can do, you know, on the side or run competitions for them. So that, from that point of view, that was the most enjoyable part.
So they just assist the coaches while the coaches are giving lessons, do they?
Yeah, so every hour of coaching I did, I actually had somebody on with me. So it was really useful from that point of view of just having, you know, another feeder there or someone to take the kids even to the toilet, you know. So and from that batch I had 12, and 3 of them got the level 1s and 3 were already level 1s and have gone on to get the level 2s.
Because to do a qualification like a 1 or a 2, you need to have
experience, yeah. So
like
they saw it as a big benefit of getting the experience, and then, you know, being able to work alongside a qualified coach sort of week in, week out, get to know the kids, and then they've got, you know, more and more qualifications. And one guy just went and did a Camp America, and he's come back and he's been like, I've got this qualification, I've got that qualification, I've just been emailing him today, and he's like ready to go and wants to do as many hours as he can with me. So it's like great. So just sort of developing the workforce really. It's worked successfully.
So to do this role in the first place, it obviously helps to have very much of a tennis background. Do you need to have a coach qualification to come into the role in the first place?
No, I think it's desirable on the sort of the remit that the Tennis Foundation set out, but it's not a necessity. Now I was, and I think there's a few of us that are on the roll that are, but then there's a few that aren't. But I think because of the targets that we've got to set of setting up coaching, it's actually easier if you can just crack on and do it yourself actually. And I deliver a lot of the stuff that I set up, or, you know, I'm sort of with somebody who is delivering them, so I can train them up as well. So it is easier rather than having to sort of ask somebody else to do it as well.
Yeah.
And it just means that you know exactly what's going on as well.
Okay. And you mentioned sort of you have certain targets to hit and things like that. I mean, what are the benefits of those targets? I mean, what happens if you don't hit them, for example?
They're not. I mean, it's not like you know, you don't hit them and you're out. But they're very much sort of a focus, and it's almost like goal setting for us. And we're striving towards, you know, there's sort of 10 or 12 targets that have been set out to us. And last year they were quite open of, okay, that's what we want you to try and do. We're not really sure about what your numbers are going to be like, but now we've had a year doing it and we know what we can do and we know what we can't do. Tomorrow we're going to set, you know, more sort of they're individualised targets, so I can't do the same as what Bath can do and that Loughborough can do. We're all in very different situations, so now we can sort of individualise it a little bit because we all know what we're doing. So it's just been a learning curve really this year, but an interesting one, and I think one that, you know, we've all found successful. And
what are you hoping to achieve in the next year then? By the end, what would be the aims?
To continue the strengths. So I think my strengths this year was the coach education, and I've got a strong junior programme going on and getting a good set of recreation players going, a lot of interest. But the bit that I was a bit weaker on is competition, so I want to try and get those players now competing. They were coming and they were playing, but one of the targets was competition, and that's the one that I did feel like I sort of let slip a little bit, but you can't really do everything.
Is that competition outside of the uni, or is that?
Yeah, that's sort of external.
Like LTA competition.
No, it's sort of setting up, you know, little box leagues or you know, maybe charity tournaments or things like that. There's a couple of guys who've done some really good stuff, you know, little social tournaments, and that's one thing that I'd like to really get going and get, you know, more of a, get these people competing now they're playing. Let's move them to the next level.
Okay, good stuff. Right, we'll move on. Loughborough University. Now that's a university sort of well known for sporting excellence, I suppose. How have you found it there this year? Have you had a successful first year in the role?
Yeah, it's a fantastic university to go to. I mean, sporting heritage speaks for itself. It's the main reason why I went back to university. From a tennis point of view, it's not. Tennis has never been a dominant sport at Loughborough. It's been mainly rugby, hockey, swimming. We're always producing Olympics, and that's not really the road that tennis is going down. But I think it's had a successful impact. I think the university realises the benefit of having a successful university tennis programme and doing well both from a performance side of view and doing well from a community and social side, really.
I mean, what are the benefits to the university then having a good tennis program?
Well, I mean, the benefits from an economic point of view is something that can generate quite a large amount of revenue, especially one that can self-sustain really a tennis program such as the performance that's actually happening at Loughborough. The other kind of benefits are that we're bringing in a different kind of, I don't know, demographic really into the university to try and get people trying out a different sport and it's not necessarily, whereas a lot of them are team sports at Loughborough, tennis is very much individual and it just gives everybody an opportunity to give that a go.
Okay, so have you been having a lot of people from the community come in to sort of take part in tennis sessions at the uni, or is that?
Yeah, well, we're trying to improve that at the moment. We have had it, but we're trying to make that a lot more prevalent within the tennis program. It's been, as with anything, there's stepping stones, and we feel like hopefully this year we've kind of broke the back of it. And we feel that now in the next year is the time that we really should be progressing and showing what Loughborough can achieve through the tennis program.
So yeah, same question to you then. What are you hoping sort of in 12 months' time to have achieved, in this role for you personally and also for the the university and the aims of the course?
For me personally, probably achieving a lot of the goals that they've obviously set out for us to do. I think I've hit some and I've definitely missed a couple, and I feel like some are definitely achievable. And I need to really get out into the community more. And it's more about, to be honest, the mini tennis and bringing up the juniors, the young kids, trying to get them involved. And if I can have an effect on the youngsters and trying to bring them through into the tennis program and lead the university with the ability to move forward and start introducing those young players into proper tennis squads and let them go on to become as good as they want to be really in tennis, then I think I'll have achieved a lot. Okay.
And in terms of your career or your next step when you finish, I mean, your masters you're doing at the moment, is that related much to this role? Is it in sports?
Yeah, I mean, it's sports management.
Right.
I mean, my undergraduate was business management and now sports management. So obviously I'm going to be looking towards trying to stay in that field to some extent. I've got to be a little bit open at the moment, but I mean, staying in tennis and having more of an effect would definitely be something I'd look forward to.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much.
All right, cheers, mate.
Cheers.